Hi guys, welcome back. Today is going to be rant number 4. We are going to be talking about COVID heroes, and this is kind of more a blue light special. So let's just get on with it, and then we'll sort of, we'll see where it goes. So the thing I've noticed more often, this is especially with the NHS, is people are coming around and basically they're clapping. I think it was an every Thursday type thing, and 8 o'clock I think it was a time everyone would be out there clapping, and everyone would be out there with a saucepan and a stick, basically thanking the NHS workers for putting their lives in the firing line, as it were, with regards to COVID, and looking after other people. And for me, I kept sort of, it's like, oh, it's Thursday. Are you going to be out? Are you going to be cheering the NHS on and kind of thing? And I thought, no, yes, I will cheer the NHS on, but I don't think just clapping and just getting a saucepan and bashing it with a stick is enough, basically. And that I used to find I used to find it quite annoying, to be honest, that that's all we're doing every Thursday is just basically doing that. So, I mean, think about the ambulance service for a start. They're coming across a whole load of idiots, and these people are idiots. They're threatening to spit on them. They're threatening to attack them. And on top of that, you've got these idiots who go around making fake hoax calls to the ambulance service. You know, that one call that they're having to sort of act upon means that there's someone else somewhere that can't get access to that ambulance because it's out there on a hoax call. You've got the fire service. They're helping out by driving ambulances, so they're freeing up paramedics, giving them the opportunity to actually treat patients rather than just drive the ambulances around from place to place. They're handing out PPE equipment in the community. They're not just sitting there doing a lot what they can't do in terms of, their role as a fire officer, um, or a fireman, firewoman, fireperson. They're taking other areas on and helping out sort of in a wider kind of way. And you've got people from the NHS. We're talking like all pay grades here, and all the different various teams and sectors, as it were, within the NHS, who are all putting their lives on the line to basically save other people. And all of the individuals, and I take my hat off to these individuals as well for, the returning NHS workers, those people who have retired, those people who have left, and at a time when the NHS was struggling and basically said help, these guys basically stepped up. These individuals, I keep saying guys, these individuals, men and women, stepped up, and you know, it was that kind of, yeah, together, we'll get through this. And it's that wealth of experience, that wealth of knowledge that came with it. It's reassuring where in any job, I guess, if you've got someone next to you that knows what they're doing, that has been through a pandemic or something, anything as part of their career, you can feed off that energy, and that'll help you get through the fact that, oh, I'm just a junior doctor, I'm just a junior nurse, or you'll feed off of that positive energy, and you'll be like, wow, well, maybe I can make a difference, and I will make a difference. And don't forget about the police force as well. These guys, I think, have had it a bit on the rough side, especially over the last sort of 3-4 months or so. And recently, it's just been going downhill really badly for these guys, and I take my hat off to them. Their job is to keep law and order. That's very, very difficult to do in a situation like this, where you've got people rebelling, people that want their freedom, people that think their freedom is being restricted because of this COVID illness. They've got individuals, that are acting in an antisocial way, who are basically saying, look, we're going to do whatever we want, and we don't give a damn about you as the police, and we don't give a damn about the people around us, kind of stuff. And they're trying to enforce COVID guidelines amidst mixed messages from the government. And through all of this, they've got that risk every single day of every single minute, every single second they're out there of being assaulted by idiots. I mean, I do want to say it in another way, but I don't think I can say it in any other way. That's not going to come out really bad. But I think the politest way I can say is, yeah, those idiots that want to do that kind of stuff, that's totally inappropriate. And let's not forget the public transport workers as well. They are the individuals that have, from the start of this pandemic all the way to now, have kept key workers moving to allow them to get to their jobs, to carry out their roles and their functions, whoever they were. And again, same thing. These idiots turning around, threatening to spit on them. It's appalling behaviour. It really, really is. You know, God. I mean, I haven't seen this kind of stuff before. We had the Gulf War, we had some riots sort of a couple of years ago and stuff, but it wasn't like this. You know, this is appalling, absolutely appalling. And one thing I want to make clear now: some people would say, "Oh well, what about all the people that are working on the vaccine? You're not going to sort of take your hat off for them. You're not going to sort of say a big thank you to them." Okay, so scientists working on a vaccine, the COVID vaccine, in my eyes, I think, and I could be totally wrong. If I am, tell me in the comments below. But I think scientists working on a COVID vaccine are, in one way or another, directly or indirectly, working for an underlying pharmaceutical firm, whether it's in the country they're doing the research or in another country. And all the pharmaceutical company wants is to do their clinical trials, get them all passed off, patent the vaccine, and then sell it off and fill their pockets up with millions, if not billions and billions of whatever, dollars, pounds, euros. And if you tell them, oh, well, you're going to put some of this money back into the community, aren't you? You're going to, maybe make certain drugs more readily available, maybe sort of anti-cancer, cancer drugs and things like that. Oh, no, sorry, we can't make those any cheaper than we already are because we've incurred a lot of costs in R&D and doing all these clinical trials for COVID. So, no, sorry, we can't do that. And they'll basically just walk away. And then you get all these senior sort of bods, as it were, in that pharmaceutical company getting paid like £50,000 or whatever it is, 150,000 euro bonuses or something. And yeah, their share price goes up, so shareholders are happy. So no, I don't think they deserve a mention here for that point of view. And I will say now, I do appreciate what the care homes have been doing, food banks, charities, there are various departments within councils that have done an excellent job, and many, many other people that have really sort of stepped up. But I'm not covering them here. Think of this like a blue light special, and it kind of makes sense. Yeah. Otherwise, the video will go on for like 40 minutes, and you'll probably get bored of my voice. Absolutely bored. Okay, so what I want you guys to think about for me is, do you have friends and family who are essential workers, NHS, stuff like that, public transport? I mean, how do you feel, the government has treated those individuals? Let's sort of let's play some numbers. Yeah, let's have a look at some of the numbers. 300 NHS workers have died. The government basically says they're going to pay £60,000 to each frontline NHS worker. My question is, what about the back office staff or the back office NHS workers? And what about other essential workers? Are they not entitled to this £60,000? And to be honest, if you look at a senior member of staff in the NHS, they're probably going to be earning a hell of a lot more than £60,000. So it doesn't even really cover their salary, doesn't? It's a joke. The amount that they are paying, £60,000, a payoff, a form of compensation for losing a loved one, is not enough. And through the last, for me, Labour Conservative, Liberal Democrats kind of thing, last 10 years or so, for me anyway, I've noticed more and more that every government, past or present, will always use the emergency services as a political pawn. The police, the fire service, they're always suffering budget cuts, station closures. Now with COVID, we've got reports of over 2,000 police officers being attacked. at a time when they're under-resourced. They're actually conducting a training exercise to get more police on board. Why did you sack them, and why did you get rid of them in the first place? You've got experienced police officers sitting at home, and you're recruiting new police officers. You should be phoning them up like the NHS did and say, look, you were part of the police force once, whenever you left or you retired or resigned or whatever, we want you back. We need you, kind of thing. I don't see that happening. I don't hear that anywhere in the news. I don't read that anywhere. So again, if I'm wrong, make a comment below and correct me. We've also got the furlough scheme. Now, the government introduced a furlough scheme. I'm not going to go into it, but you know what the furlough scheme is, and if you don't, check it out on Google. But basically, people who are told to stay at home, or people who potentially are going to be told that they don't have a job anymore, could basically apply for this furlough scheme, and they would be given 80% of their wages, capped to something like £2,500. My gripe with that scheme was that I think the minute it came out, it was open to fraud. And if you look at the link, description below, I'll put a link up. There is someone that's actually done a £500 million furlough fraud. That money could have gone towards helping vulnerable people. It could have gone towards broadening the scope of, this £60,000 payoff compensation payment for people that pass away, essential workers that pass away during COVID. And did you know that the firefighters don't even get free travel? I think the mayor of London decided in 2018 that the fire service are not within the scope of free travel. That is stupid. That is absolutely stupid. I never knew that, and that is appalling. Just tell someone there's a burning building, go in there and put that out. Oh, by the way, you got to pay your own way. And then on top of that, when they're doing their job, you turn around and say, oh, sorry, we're closing your station. You're going to have to merge with the other station 4 miles away or something. No, that's horrible. That is absolutely horrible. I would like to see a lot more free travel for essential workers, emergency services throughout the COVID period. I would love to have seen that. I don't think that's happened. Yes, I appreciate the police have free service, and I appreciate that public transport workers also have free service as well. So I'm aware of that. We've also got larger payments given to those individuals, obviously, who have lost their lives saving others. Like I keep saying, that 60,000 is not enough. I think it should be more along the lines of around about £250,000. Yeah, that's just me. And to be honest, the loss of a life, I don't think you can put a figure on it. Yeah. More money given to councils so that they can actually support vulnerable residents and just residents in general. I don't think that's happened either. Councils are struggling just with business as usual activities, and they're having to literally take the funds that they have and prioritise them towards COVID related activities. And still there's a black hole. They need more money, and the government are like, no, sorry, we can't give that to you. We're too busy giving 500 million to pay 500 million to some fraudster. That's more important for us. And the government have, in my eyes anyway, have mishandled this COVID outbreak. Poorly handled the matter of PPE. You know about it. You've seen it in the news. You've read it in the papers. That you've got constantly releasing conflicting advice and conflicting guidelines. And then they spend money arranging deals with 29 telcos to give free data to free NHS staff only. Why not give all emergency services and essential workers a 10% pay rise? Why not just give them a period during COVID where they don't pay any tax? Literally zero tax, or reduce the rate of tax down to, something notional of 5%, 10% tax, just to say that they've paid some tax. But no, instead, no, let's fill the pockets up of all these massive telcos and let them sort of, profit from it as well. And I think that's silly. You've got a lot of businesses that have been very, very generous, individuals who've stepped up during this sort of challenge of COVID. They've provided food parcels, they provided their services to the community, they've been offering discounts and incentives to customers. I read in the papers, and then I sort of heard in the news as well, that there are small little groups in little towns of people that are actually sewing face masks and then going to care homes and giving them, donating these masks. And this is largely because the government mishandled the PPE thing in the first place. So, it's absolutely crazy when we're having to do the job of the government. And, I'm not going to go sort of on and on. This is something really I can turn this into a 40-minute video, an hour video. And I know I'm kind of hitting around sort of 15-minute mark at the moment, but food for thought. With the government encouraging workers back to the office and with numerous spikes in COVID resulting in local lockdown, obviously the schools fiasco, you know about that as well. Do you really trust the government to make the right decisions? Do you think there will be a spike in COVID this winter of 2020? And do you believe essential workers, emergency workers, have been treated fairly during COVID? Guys, let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you all in the next rant. Thank you very much.